Today, we're diving into one of the most common yet fascinating coins in circulation, the humble 1-cent coin of 1989. What makes this small coin so special? Well, stick around, because you might just be surprised by its history, value, and how it could be worth more than you think. The United States Mint has produced billions of pennies over the years. While most of them are just that, pennies, they have unique stories, especially when we look at specific years like 1989. So, what makes the 1989 1-cent coin a noteworthy part of American numismatic history? Let's take a deep dive into the design, history, and the surprising value of this seemingly insignificant coin. Let's start with the basics. The 1989 1-cent coin is a part of the Lincoln series, which has been in circulation since 1909. Designed by Victor D. Brenner, it features the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, front side, which you can see here. Behind Lincoln's head, you'll notice the inscription "In God We Trust," and the year of minting, in this case, 1989. The reverse side of the coin, though, tells a different story. On the reverse side, we've got the iconic Lincoln Memorial. This design was used from 1959 to 2008 before being replaced by the shield design in 2010. The Pluribus Unum motto is also clearly visible, reminding us of the American ideals of unity and strength. But the 1989 penny is part of a legacy, a long history of pennies that all share this iconic imagery. So let's move on to something that makes coin collectors and history enthusiasts sit up: the value of the 1989 1-cent coin. Now, most pennies in circulation, including the 1989 version, are worth just 1 cent. However, not all pennies are equal in the world of numismatics. If your 1989 penny looks like this, in pristine condition with no wear or discoloration, it may have some increased value. Coins that are well preserved and graded as uncirculated can fetch more than face value. For instance, a mint-condition 1989 penny could be worth anywhere from 10 to 20 cents, depending on its quality and demand among collectors. Coin grading plays a huge role in determining value. Coins are typically graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. A high-quality 1989 penny, graded MS-65 or higher, might attract bidders on auction websites for a few dollars. Not a massive sum, but considering the penny is only worth 1 cent at face value, that's quite a markup. But what if I told you that there are certain rare pennies that could be worth thousands of dollars? Yes, even the 1989 penny has its rare variants that command significant sums at auction. Here's where things get interesting. Some 1989 pennies were struck with minting errors. One such error involves the double die variety, where the design was struck twice, causing some of the letters and numbers to appear doubled. These error coins are prized by collectors and can be worth much more than a typical penny. If you happen to stumble upon a 1989 double-die penny, it could fetch upwards of $50 to $100 or more, depending on its condition. But why was 1989 an interesting year for the penny, historically speaking? Well, 1989 marked a significant moment in the United States coinage history. It was one of the final years that the Lincoln Memorial reverse was in circulation before it was replaced by the shield design in 2010. But it wasn't just about the coins. 1989 was also a time of change in America. 1989 was a year of monumental events globally. The fall of the Berlin Wall, the end of the Cold War, and significant social shifts were taking place. In the United States, there were talks about the future of currency, with some discussions revolving around the cost of maintaining the penny. Despite its low value, the penny remained a staple of American currency, and even in 1989, debates around its worth were already beginning. Now, let's talk about the value of the penny in the broader scope of inflation. In 1989, a penny was still a pretty solid part of the economy. But by 2025, the purchasing power of that same penny has diminished. If you account for inflation, the 1-cent coin of 1989 would be equivalent to about 2.2 cents today. So, why does the penny still exist when it's worth less than a penny in some respects? Despite the fact that it costs more to make a penny than its actual value, the penny has endured because of its historical significance, public attachment, and the practicality it still holds in certain contexts. The debate continues, but for now, we continue to see these small coins in our wallets. While the 1989 1-cent coin may not be the most valuable coin in the world, it certainly carries historical weight, both in terms of its design and its continued role in American coinage. And if you happen to find a rare era coin or one in pristine condition, you could walk away with more than just pocket change. So, next time you come across a 1989 penny, remember, it's not just a piece of copper, it's a piece of history. Who knows? You might have a hidden gem worth more than you think. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating insights into the world of coin collecting. And if you've got any rare or unusual coins in your collection, leave a comment below. We'd love to hear about it. Until next time, keep collecting and stay curious. Coins, small as they may seem, carry a wealth of history and secrets in their tiny metal frames. While most of us are used to seeing them in our pockets or change jars, some of these coins tell fascinating stories about our nation's past. Today, we're diving into a coin that, while often overlooked, may just surprise you: the 1993 1-cent coin. What makes this penny special? Let's find out together. Let's start with the basics. The 1993 1-cent coin is part of the Lincoln Memorial series of pennies, a design that has been a cornerstone of American coinage since 1909. Produced by the U.S. Mint, this penny bears the D Mint mark, indicating it was struck in Denver, Colorado. So, what's the story behind this particular coin, and why does it matter? On the obverse, or the front of the coin, we see the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The portrait, created by artist Victor D. Brenner, is a familiar symbol that's been gracing U.S. pennies for over a century. Alongside Lincoln, we also see the inscription "In God We Trust," which is standard on U.S. coins, as well as the year of minting, 1993. But let's flip it over to see what's on the reverse. On the reverse side, we have the famous Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. This design has been used on pennies from 1959 until 2008, before being replaced with the shield design in 2010. The reverse features the motto E Pluribus Unum, and underneath the memorial, the coin is marked with 1 cent. It's simple, yet powerful, representing not just Lincoln's legacy but also the nation's unity and history. So far, so typical, right? Most of us have seen this coin countless times. But here's where things get interesting. What is the real value of a 1993 penny? And could it be worth more than just 1 cent? Well, for starters, let's look at the general value. Most 1993 pennies, when found in regular circulation, are still only worth their face value of 1 cent. But just because a coin is common doesn't mean it's not valuable. What matters most when determining a coin's worth is its condition, rarity, and any potential mint errors. Coin collectors often use a system called coin grading to evaluate the condition of a coin. The grading scale ranges from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. A 1993 penny in poor condition, covered in scratches or discoloration, is not going to be worth more than a cent. However, if you come across a 1993 penny in uncirculated condition, it could be worth a little more, perhaps 10 to 20 cents, or even slightly higher, depending on its grade. Uncirculated pennies, those that were never used in daily transactions, are graded as MS-60 or higher. Coins graded MS-65 or better can fetch anywhere from 25 to 50 cents or more in the right market. Not a fortune, but if you're a collector, these pennies are a solid find. But what about rare 1993 pennies with minting errors? Well, this is where things start to get really interesting. While minting errors are rare, they can significantly increase the value of a coin. For example, a 1993 penny with a double die error, a mistake where the design is stamped twice, can be worth a lot more. These error coins can sell for $50 or even more, depending on the severity and the market demand. Here's what a double die error looks like on a penny. Notice how the letters, particularly in the words liberty and in God we trust, appear to be doubled. These doubled features happen when the coin is struck twice in the same place, causing a misalignment. If you find a 1993 D penny with this error, you could be holding onto a small fortune. However, not all 1993 D pennies are going to make you a millionaire. Most of them are just your standard, worn-down pieces of change that we see daily. It's important to know the difference between an ordinary penny and a rare, valuable one. So, let's take a look at the most common mistakes collectors make. Many people will pick up a penny and assume it's valuable just because it looks old or has some wear. But in reality, the value of the coin is determined by factors like rarity, error types, and condition. For the most part, unless your 1993 D penny is in excellent condition or features a minting error, it's unlikely to fetch more than face value. Let's zoom out for a second and talk about the bigger picture. The year 1993 was an interesting one for the US economy. While inflation was steadily increasing, the penny remained a staple of American currency. In fact, the production of pennies had reached its peak during this time. The 1993 D penny is part of that era, when billions of pennies were being minted each year to support daily transactions. 1993 was a year of significant change. Bill Clinton had just been inaugurated as president, and the world was still reeling from the collapse of the Soviet Union. The economic landscape was shifting, and inflation was quietly eroding the purchasing power of the penny. Even though the penny was still in wide circulation, some people began questioning its practicality. Despite the debates over whether to eliminate the penny, it continues to be produced, and the 1993 D penny remains a part of the nation's currency history. While its value may not be high in monetary terms, its cultural and historical significance remains undeniable. So, what's the bottom line? The 1993 D 1-cent coin, while generally worth just 1 cent in circulation, could be worth more if it's in excellent condition or features a rare minting error. Coins like these are highly prized by collectors who understand their value, and if you happen to stumble upon one in your pocket change, it could be a small treasure. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the world of the 1993 D 1-cent coin. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating insights into the world of coin collecting. Have you ever found a rare penny or other valuable coin? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, happy collecting! Let's start with the basics: the design and history of the 1996 penny. Like all pennies, this coin is part of the Lincoln series, which has been in circulation for over a century. The 1996 penny, while seemingly a normal cent, carries with it a legacy that ties back to some pivotal moments in U.S. history. But what makes this penny worth talking about? Well, that's what we're going to explore. First up, let's take a look at the design. On the obverse, we see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner. This design, in place since 1909, commemorates Lincoln's legacy and his importance to American history. On the left side of the coin, you'll see the words "In God We Trust," and on the right, the year 1996, marking the coin's production. But there's more to the story when we flip it over. On the reverse side, we have the famous Lincoln Memorial, which was featured on the penny from 1959 until 2008. The memorial represents the enduring nature of Lincoln's legacy and serves as a reminder of the country's history. Underneath the memorial, you'll see the motto E pluribus unum, and at the bottom, the words 1 cent simple, but full of meaning. Now, let's talk about the value of the 1996 penny. For most people, the value of a penny is just 1 cent. But if you're a collector or an investor in coins, you might be surprised to learn that there are factors that can affect the value of this particular coin. While the 1996 penny in general circulation won't fetch much more than its face value, there are certain conditions and variants of the coin that could make it worth far more. First, let's talk about the condition of the coin. The 1996 penny, just like any other coin, can vary in value depending on how well it's been preserved. Coins that are in near perfect condition, with no visible wear or damage, are considered uncirculated, and can fetch more than face value. Coin grading is essential to determining value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin, and each grade has its own corresponding value. An uncirculated 1996 penny that receives a grade of MS65 or higher can be worth around 10 to 20 cents. That's not a huge jump, but it's still more than 1 cent, and for a coin collector, every little bit counts. But what if I told you that there are 1996 pennies out there that are worth significantly more than just 20 cents? Some 1996 pennies were struck with minting errors, and these error coins are highly sought after by collectors. One of the most notable errors is the double die variety, where the coin was struck twice, causing the design to appear doubled. These coins can command prices ranging from $50 to $100, or even more, depending on the condition. Take a look at this example. On the left, we have a regular 1996 penny, and on the right, we have a double die error penny. Notice the doubling on the letters, especially in Liberty and In God We Trust. If you find a penny like this, you could be holding on to a small treasure. So, how do you find these rare errors? Finding a minting error, like a double die, isn't easy. It requires careful inspection of your coins under magnification. Be sure to look closely at the details of the design, especially the words and the numbers. If the lettering appears doubled or misaligned, you may have found a valuable coin. And remember, the better the condition, the more it's worth. So, what was going on in 1996 when these pennies were minted? The year 1996 was a pivotal time in American history. Bill Clinton was re-elected as president, the Summer Olympics were held in Atlanta, and the first ever fax machine was sold at a garage sale for $100,000. It was also a time of technological change, with the internet beginning to revolutionize the way we communicate and do business. Now, let's talk about the value of the penny in the context of inflation. Back in 1996, a penny was worth a lot more in terms of purchasing power than it is today. Thanks to inflation, the value of money changes over time. If we adjust for inflation, the 1996 penny would be equivalent to about 1.60 cents in today's money. While the penny has lost some of its purchasing power, it still holds its place in circulation today, even as debates over its usefulness continue. Despite the fact that it costs more to produce a penny than its face value, the US government continues to mint them. Why? Well, the penny still has a cultural significance, and it's still used in many transactions, especially in cash-based economies. Plus, there are plenty of collectors and investors who keep the penny alive. So, is the 1996 1-cent coin worth a fortune? For the vast majority, no. But for those who know what to look for, whether it's a rare minting error or a well-preserved example, the 1996 penny could be worth a lot more than its 1-cent value. Keep an eye out, and you might just find something truly valuable in your pocket change. So, next time you come across a 1996 penny, don't dismiss it as just another coin. With a bit of knowledge, you might just be holding on to something special. And who knows, it might even be worth more than you think. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating content about coins and the world of numismatics. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, happy collecting!